Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Monday, May the 1st, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we come together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We do create multiple hypotheses in order to have a plan in place for whatever the market throws at us. We do not know what the market's going to do. We can only have a plan in place and then execute the plan that best fits what the market is showing us. This is a subscription room. If you're looking for to come in and check us out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. It's not a commercial venture. There's no website, there's no blog. We do everything live here in the go-to in the morning, and then we do live trading analysis during the course of the trading day. Before we get going, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so let's start off with what the market did over the, on Friday. We gapped up. We've created 4 days in this balance, but they started selling off again on Friday, and we went down and hit a low at 78 and a quarter, and then we closed near the low. Normal variation day with a downside bias to it. And then when we opened up on Sunday night, our week open is 2381.50. Our month open is 2381.50. We're currently back above that. We went down and put a Globex low in on the day at 2377. So they weren't able to, we only basically got another 5 ticks of continuation to the downside before the buyer stepped in overnight and rotated us back up. And if you look at this in the larger perspective, we've created this 4-day island top that we've got going on right now, which has got the microcomposite VPOC at 85.50, 85 and a quarter. There's a LVN, okay, microcomposite LVN that was created, and that's that all-important 2382 and a quarter that was basically the over-under line. That's going to remain the over-under line, or the key line in the sand. It's basically the warning line. The real key line in the sand is going to be down here at the 78 and a quarter, and I would even lower it down to the overnight low at 77. But we are accepting value higher. We're still close to the all-time highs, the unadjusted high at 2398 for June, 2401 for May. So there is still that possibility that we could go up and equalize those highs and put a new all-time high in. Looking at the news this morning, we had core PCE, personal spending, personal income. Basically, they came out pretty much as expected, across the board. A little bit of a miss on the personal income. 9:30 on the open, we've got Canadian manufacturing PMI. 9:45, we've got final manufacturing PMI. But the big one today will be the 10 o'clock Eastern Time, the ISM manufacturing PMI, construction spending, and ISM manufacturing prices. And then we've got Secretary Treasurer Mnuchin speaking. We've got loan officer survey out sometime. So a fair amount of news today. Just taking a look at the weekly schedule. We've got on Tuesday, we've got not a lot of news in the U.S. We've got vehicle sales. That's about it. A little bit of news out of Great Britain, but mainly a light news day. Wednesday, We've got ISM. We've got ADP. That'll be the big one for the day. ADP non-farm employment change. Then we've got crude inventories at 10:30, and then we have the FOMC. So we have FOMC coming up on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and the federal funds rate, and likely see that next rate increase as a possibility. Going into Thursday, trade balance, unemployment claims, factory orders. We've got some ECB, news. Draghi's going to be speaking, and then on Friday, we've got employment change, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, non-farm employment, unemployment rate. So a fair amount. From Wednesday on, the news is going to get pretty heavy. I expect things to be pretty balanced coming into the Wednesday Fed announcement. Taking a look at the earnings, the earnings still continue to be okay. We had fairly good releases this morning. After market today, we've got AMD will be the big one. But again, earnings continue to be, I would say, okay. Nothing really terrible. No really big misses. Each day, as you know, I like to start my day. I use a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. I start with the monthly, and I work my way down to just see where we are in the trend, where the trend is being violated. You can see that the monthly trend continues to be very strong. Good slope, good separation. We're above last month's open and near the all-time high, and basically trading right around or just above the close of the prior month. On the weekly, you can see that we've got this weekly gap up, and we've got good slope and separation. Again, the trend is very strong on the weekly. On the daily, we've got the gap up, and then we're just basically going sideways right now, but we are holding above the 9 and the 20. Below 23.73, we challenge the trend on the daily. Going to the intraday, we basically got a lot of consolidation in this area. We did dip down below the 9 and the 20. We left a naked cross right here, and then we bounced back up, closed that naked cross, and now we're back above the 9 and the 20, setting up for a possible cup and handle here on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, again, we started to get a trend down. We left a naked cross right here, and they went down. We had a nice FUBAR Mr. Sneaky Tech Gap on the open last night, and then we rallied since, and we continue to rally, and we've got good slope, good separation. We do have a naked cross below us at 81.75, 82 area. That's that key area at 82, 82.50. Going to the 30-minute, you can see good slope, good separation. We do have a possible Mr. Sneaky Tech Gap, but the trend is very strong on the 30-minute. We don't even challenge the trend until we get down to 85. Below 85, the test to the 20 SMA takes us down to 83.75, and we do have a naked cross down here. We still have a gap zone, no matter how much you look at this. We still have a gap zone below. We have several gap zones below, and I think when this market does sell off, it's going to sell off really hard. But right now, the market is still saying that it's got some further upside potential. So your risk is to the upside right now. We're coming down and testing the 9 right now on the 15-minute. A break below that takes us down to 84.75 area, and then on the 5-minute, you can see that we did have a nice FUBAR Mr. Sneaky technical gap, closed the primary target, and went to the secondary target and seeing a little bit of weakness here, but again, on the larger time frames, we're still up. So let's take a look at the overnight. Start moving our numbers over. So our overnight low is down at 77. Our overnight high currently is 87.50. We do still have time to put in a new overnight high, and our VPOC is down here at the 85. Remember that the 85 is the microcomposite VPOC. We are probably going to balance out around here. And pretty toothy profile, multiple distribution as a what would look like a trend day if it was in the RTH. We do have a LVN here at 84.50 that we want to pay attention to. And of course the big one, our over-under line, is going to be the 82.25. This also happens to be the value area high from Friday. What I mean by an over-under line, if we get below the over-under line, I'm looking for, don't do that. I'm looking for us to make a little bit of a bigger retrace down to take out the naked close and the naked VPOC. The value area low and the closing swing low is 79.25. And below that, I'd be looking for them to come down and take out that 77. I don't need this anymore. Let me get rid of this. Let's expand this out. I am going to be using the 78.25. Nah, I'm going to use the 77. I'm going to use the overnight low, and that's getting me my key line in the sand. And then below that, we would be targeting the top of this other range and targeting that 75. And then 74.25. And anything below 74.25, I'm looking to take out this 70 and close the gap. And most likely come back right down into the 69.75 area. And we've got two major gaps that we still need to be closed down here that have not been closed and will remain open, and we'll test them. I don't think we're going to see that today. So what is my hypothesis for the day? Basically, what I'm looking for is I'm looking to have a well, let me do my upside levels first, sorry. Anything above the Friday high and this previous high at 88.25, I'm looking for that naked VPOC that they missed the last time at 89.50. There's really not much above that until we get to the 93.50. And really, we get up in this area, you don't want to be thinking about shorting. You just want to make sure you're long and looking to take out and equalize these all-time highs. So my main hypothesis is an open auction in range, out of value. I'm looking to move down towards the 82.25, and then somewhere between 82.25 and 79.50, I'm looking to find responsive buyers. I'm looking for them to rotate up and then to chop around in the upper distribution and hopefully getting a late day probe up into the 89.75. I'm not expecting a lot of range today. I'm just expecting a lot of rotation as we chop around in this upper distribution. Our 20 period daily ATR is running at 18.18, so off of the bottom. That takes us and gives us range capabilities up to 95.25. And so far off of the high overnight of 87.50, our downside daily ATR target is 69.50. Okay, so just to repeat, sorry I forgot to do that. Hypo 1, open auction in range, finding responsive sellers, moving down towards the 82 and between 82 and 79s, looking for initiative buyers to step back in, rotate us back up, start chopping around, go sideways most of the day, maybe a late day probe up at 89, but I'm expecting to close somewhere within the value of this microcomposite. The value area is 88.25 and 80.75. That's Hypo 1. Hypo 2 is an open auction in range, a push-up, a breakout into the 89.75, and then somewhere between 89 and 92, 93, finding responsive sellers, rotating us back inside of range, chopping in the upper distribution, and then pushing through and closing back inside of the value area of Friday. That's Hypo 2. Hypo 3 is an open test drive, an open drive, early break above the 80, taking out the 88, taking out the 89.75, chopping on the high of the day, and then getting a push up and moving up into and closing somewhere in the 93 to 96 with maybe a probe to the all-time high of June. That is Hypo 3. Hypo 4 is an open auction, failure to break out or a false breakout, a rotation down early into value, chop around in value, and then a push down and testing the 77, breaking the 77 and coming down into the gap zone and testing the mid of the gap and closing somewhere down below 77 and above 69.75. So those are my four main hypotheses for the ES. Sorry, I'm really going to be coughing on you guys today. So I'm going to try to keep my mic off as much as possible. Still really struggling here. Looking at gold. Gold, we failed to hold and get our continuation. We did have that $49 move. And then we rotated the 22 off of it, tried to come back and hold value, failed to hold value when we've fallen down, and we've come back. And where are we trading? Inside of the significant breakout candle. In fact, right around the midpoint of that significant breakout candle. We have some very, good kurtosis around the 65 area, 65, 66. If we can't hold that, look for them to push through and test the low overnight, which I believe is 62.70. And if we can't hold that, then I think we continue to move down and auction lower down towards the composite VPOC. Remember, the most traded price going all the way back to 2008 is down here at 1254.80. We could get another composite shift. Remember, we had a composite shift from the 2170 up to the 54. If we get another shift up here to 65 and hold that value, then we're looking for continuation. But I think that gold is getting a little bit weak and likely get some rotations in around the 65. Key level to watch above us is if we get back outside of value above the 71 area, then I'd be looking for them to push up into the 74, maybe even the 77.6. Anything above 77.6, I think we get another rotation back up to test this 86.80. So next couple days, I'm looking for chop on gold, maybe another push higher, but ultimately I think we're going to rotate back down towards this 54.80 if we do not get the value shift up here and accept that value higher one more time. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.